In honour of the Euros, which is a ball-kicking tournament which is happening right now, we thought we'd try a jam from one of our continental partners, a country from whom we have not yet tried a whiskey from. Country known for delicious wine and delectable food. That's right, we're taking a trip across the channel to get frisky with some French whiskey. S'il te plaît, rejoins-moi pour boire du whisky de France. Le Brenne, Cuvee Special, single malt French whiskey.
And we're doing Boozeround.
Amazing! Mate, that's amazing. Retrouvez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux at Whisky and Things Podcast on Instagram and Whisky and Things on Facebook and Twitter.
And it would also help if you rate, reviewed, or subscribed, or all three on your English-speaking and French-speaking podcast platforms.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolument.
You're listening to Whisky and Things with Nick Kent and Dave Giles.
Welcome to episode 67. I am Dave Giles.
And I'm Nick Kent. Welcome to the Whisky and Things podcast. It is 13 minutes past noon on Monday for us. So we're having to give ourselves a bit of a slap around the face to get a bit of energy.
Yes. I haven't just woke up, but Nick, I did have 2 gigs this weekend. So
did
which
I.
is crazy. Did you get the
Real life gigs?
I know.
Real life gigs?
And
What's that
I
about?
woke up yesterday morning and was so sore.
Yes.
The post-gig ache, I completely forgot about. I was like, oh, man.
What part of your body ache, Dave?
Everything.
For me, it was my right forearm. My fingers and my right forearm, because I hadn't played bass for 2 hours straight for 18 months. My right forearm was killing me. But it was nice to get out and play. Kind of a socially distanced wedding I did on a Saturday.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So it's pretty chilled, but it was nice to get out and play. So there we go. But,
yeah, it's kind of a nice way to ease in, because I think if it was a full-blown wedding where everyone's going nuts and therefore you're going nuts, I think the aches would have been even more. Like, at least it gives us a chance to ease in, like get some fitness back before throwing ourselves in at the deep end.
Yeah, I love to headbang at a wedding. My neck would have been killing me. Love a headbang. Living on a prayer. Oh, hold me back.
It's true.
Seriously.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Anyone seen American Idiot? You know, how I perform on stage for
God.
that. That's what I do at weddings. Seriously. No.
I don't understand how you headbang though, Nick, because I've tried headbanging once or twice in my life and it hurts my head. Like, I can feel my brain hit the side of my head and it hurts, so I don't do it. And you really like whip your head back and forwards.
Well, that's the thing. You need to have long hair to do it. Long hair is a plus because you have to move your head very slightly, and then that's where the whip comes from. You know, when I went to New Zealand, I'd cut my hair off. You know, I'd been doing the whole tour with this long hair, which was making headbanging easily, and then I'll cut it off, and then suddenly there was nothing to whip around. So to get the big movement, I had to make even more of a movement, and I got lots of headaches.
Yes, dementia's coming, Nick. Sorry to reveal that to you. I'm sorry to reveal that to you. But yes, you've set yourself up for a quiet decline.
Yes.
Well, that took a turn.
It did. Should we have a drink? It's gone 12:15. Let's have a bit of whiskey or some frisky.
Oh, there it is. We haven't had a cork in a while, have we?
We haven't.
So this is what we're going to be drinking today is a French whiskey in honour of the Euros.
Hang on, where's the format gone, Dave? What's the format gone?
We do all the chat about it later on.
Oh, we do, don't we? I forgot about that.
Give me that. Don't give me all that.
I was expecting to do my big thing.
Fine. This week's whiskey. We'll do full tasting notes later, but just so you know.
We'll do that later. No, we'll do
all
that
right,
later.
okay. Right, all right.
Ooh.
Right. I'm just confused. Nick, we have to remember is that you and I haven't done one of these on our own since we changed how we did it. That's the issue we've got here.
That's why I'm confused.
We don't have a format.
Pouring a whiskey. I know we don't have a format anymore.
We don't have a format.
Anyway.
But yeah, how does that smell? It's different, isn't it?
It is different.
So it's Brenne. I think I've no idea how you pronounce it. Brenne.
I have researched that, and yes, you are correct. It's Brenne.
Brenne.
Yeah.
French single malt whiskey, the Cuvee Speciale.
Not Survey? like Cuvee. Oh, you've spelt it two different ways on my samples.
Right, it's on the bottle. It's Cuvee.
Okay, one of these you put an R before the V.
Cuvee, because I really wanted it to be Cuvee.
Cuvee.
Cuvee, Speciale.
But yes, this Cuvee or Cuvee, we're going to be talking about our notes later on and talking about a bit
Drinking
about it. Yeah.
But yeah, we just figured it's the Euros are going on, so we might as well try European whiskey.
Yeah. We nearly did a Swisky today. We had a choice of two. And it's funny that France and Switzerland are both playing each other tomorrow, I think.
Are they?
I think they are, yeah.
Right.
But we went with the French one because we thought they had a better football team. And it'll be funny if this goes out and they've lost to Switzerland.
Win. Could you imagine?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, we nearly did the Langutan.
It will all be our fault. We will have jinxed it.
Holland are out. Oh, sorry, the Netherlands are out. Portugal are out. You know, there's been some upsets.
I don't think Portugal losing to Belgium is an upset.
Well,
Belgium are the number one ranked team in the world.
But a lot of people were expecting... Okay. Yeah, but they were the defending champions, though, Dave.
Yeah, but it's not an upset.
Well, it's a bit of an upset for the Portuguese, anyway.
They were in a group with France and Germany, and they were gonna It's amazing they got as far. Anyway, it's a stupid tournament this year without the fact that everyone could go through the group stage. Pointless. Well, it's getting exciting now because, as you say, big teams are going out.
Yes.
It's fun. Anyway, so we're drinking French whiskey.
Yeah.
Which
Frisky.
You have never done before.
Nope.
We're having a bit of frisky. I got this. This was in the now infamous advent calendar my mum got me, and I thought it was the best thing I've ever tasted.
Interesting.
So I bought a bottle.
Yeah, wow, that is an
statement, isn't it?
It's an endorsement.
It is a statement. But yeah, we'll talk more about it later. I've had a little bit since. I'm not so sure it is the best thing I've ever tasted. I just think that the single dram I had of it was so different from anything else I tasted. I got excited about it.
Yeah, we like different things, don't we?
And I stand by that. But it's not my favourite ever, but it is. It's definitely different, and I like that it's different. Anyway, Nick, what are we doing today?
We've got some booze round.
Have we?
Booze round.
Booze round.
Booze round.
Yeah,
I think so.
Excellent.
Anyway, you know, I've done a bit of research, found some bits which have been happening. So we haven't done booze round in a little while.
We haven't.
I thought we'd start with the Bimbo stuff which is going on. Did you get your Bimbo Club members email this month?
I did.
Yeah?
It was very dramatic.
It was dramatic. I thought we'd just touch on it a little bit. People aren't aware, Bimbo are a distillery based in London. They do a lot of kind of limited special releases. The latest one being the Spirit of the Underground, which is a collection of whiskies named after London Underground stations with special artwork and stuff. 125 quid a bottle. Very nice. And remember a few months ago, Dave, they released a port cask finish. And some people were quite annoyed that they weren't able to get hands on one. Remember that? And there was a bit.
And it wasn't a Bimbo Club special or anything like that. It was just a general release.
And some people were kind of disappointed, and they kind of got a bit negative online with abusive language and stuff directed towards staff members of Bimbo, etc.
I think we spoke about that with Anthony and Nikki, didn't we?
We did, yeah. And apparently it seems to have happened again, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yes. From their members' letter this June, they said, unfortunately, this release also resulted in a sizable number of individuals attempting to circumvent both our systems and our policies in an attempt to obtain more bottles. You're only allowed one, essentially. They're trying to limit it so people only get one. And more saddeningly, the fair amount of aggressive and unacceptable behaviour directed towards our staff. So
I just don't get that at all.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
I don't like. You're disappointed. You're disappointed you haven't bought a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay. Why be abusive?
Yeah.
Like, there's been plenty of times in life I've not been able to get something I wanted, be it tickets for a show or whatever, something sold out, and you grump. You go, oh God, that was annoying.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't then direct that at anyone, would you? Like, what?
No, it's not acceptable at all. And then they've kind of now put in some rules, Bimbo, because they're annoyed about it, and rightly so. For the underground specials, there's basically now they've got a bunch of bottles which they haven't sold in that original batch, basically.
They cancelled, my understanding is they cancelled some orders that came through.
Yeah.
And refunded them because they realised that someone had bought 2 bottles or more.
Yes, there's that. So they're putting in a ballot system now. So on all future limited and special Bimbo releases, they'll be doing a weighted ballot system to be able to purchase a bottle. Now, this might help club members that might be happy about this, because if you're going for the ballot, Bimbo founders, one entry is worth 5 chances to get your hands on the bottle. Bimbo Club members, one entry is worth 3 chances, and the general public just get 1 chance. So it's maybe a bit more chance to get a bottle if you are a Bimbo Club.
And that's a bonus. We didn't pay for that.
No, we get 1 bottle a year.
It wasn't our remit when we joined the club. We paid our lifetime membership for 40 quid, which is ridiculously cheap, and that guarantees us a bottle of Bimbo every year, a special bottle of Bimbo every year.
Yeah.
This is something they've added on, and I think they've been very generous here to club members.
Very generous,
it's only 40 quid we paid, and we also got some new make and some glasses and a sample of other stuff. I don't think they owed this to us by any chance.
No, not at all.
As consumers.
Yeah. So
I'll take it. I'll take it, Nick.
Oh,
but I don't think they owed it to us.
I'll take it, but I'm not even going to go in for it for £125 a bottle. I'm not in a position to spend that.
Unless Nick, they release one that's called Acton Town.
I was thinking about that earlier. Would you go
if
for
they
the
expand
Acton
this,
Town?
I want the Acton Town one. I mean, at the moment, they've just done, Oxford Street, Baker Street, Paddington, or something like that. There's four pretty well-known stations.
The big ones.
Yeah, when they get to the dregs of the stations, so I'll be in for Turnham Clean, mate.
Yeah. Turnham Clean. Oh, the infamous dry cleaners by Turnham Green Station. Everyone. Turnham Clean.
But, there'll be certain smaller tube stations. I'd like the set of Acton ones: North Acton, West Acton, South Acton. I'd give me all the Actons. I'd love that. But
no, the one I want is Stanmore, the one you fall asleep and end up at the end of the Piccadilly. Or the end of the, whichever line it is, the grey one. I've ended up in Stanmore a few times. But anyway, also, Bimbo are clamping down on flipping as well. So anyone found flipping their bottles, defined as being resold within 12 months of purchase, they will be ineligible to enter any future ballots. So they're trying to crack down on that, which I think is interesting. Yeah, what do you think about that, Dave? Because it's yours. You're kind of free to do what you want with it. But, of course, you'd rather people were drinking it and enjoying it rather than trying to earn a bit of money off it.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to sell it, the likelihood is I'm going to hold it for longer than a year anyway.
Yeah, I think some people were buying it, waiting until it's sold out, and then trying to up the price a bit quite soon, which is disappointing.
It will still have its value a year on.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
I think that will stop some people doing the early day flipping when there's still hype. I don't know, but I don't. If someone's really buying it to sell, I don't know if that detracts them too much from doing that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe it might set a bit of a precedent that people are getting a bit annoyed about it. In the industry, as it were. But yeah, so there we go. That's Bimbo clamping down. Rightly so.
The ballot thing overall doesn't bother me. I've seen people get annoyed with ballots, but I think it's a fair way of doing it on the whole, because you get people who can't sit online at 10 a.m. when something is released because they're at work anyway.
Yeah.
So I think a ballot does enable a fairer system.
Yes.
In my mind,
it's less stressful as well. If you
exactly.
put it in, then you get told you've won. Great. I'll now go online. I'll purchase. Fantastic.
Exactly.
If you don't, better luck next time.
Exactly. But yeah, the real concerning thing for me in that email was the abuse. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, I've had grievances with companies before, and I've sent some emails expressing anger at what's happened, but not abusive emails. Like, what the hell are people doing if they're sending abusive emails? And not because I'm disappointed that I haven't got something. Like, my grievances have normally been because something's broken straight away as soon as I've got it, or I've not received a refund for something. It's like proper grievances, not I'm a spoiled little child, give me the whiskey.
I don't think it's just emails and stuff here. Another part of it here was we will not tolerate any aggressive or abusive behaviour, including if you fail to acquire a particular bottle. This includes verbal abuse and persistently unrealistic demands with emails, phone calls, and PMs to our staff. Personal messages. So people have gone a bit further than that, which is sad. But anyway.
Spoiled child syndrome, though. That's exactly what I just said, isn't it? I want the whiskey. Give me the whiskey. Whiskey?
Anyway, should we move on?
Yes. Is there other news? You got other news for me?
Yeah. Gordon and MacPhail, the independent bottler.
The really famous independent bottler, yes.
They are one of the oldest. Yeah. Been going for 125 years.
No.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
But they're to release the oldest Scotch whiskey ever bottled. later this year. The previous,
No way.
Yeah, previous record was held by the Macallan, which was a 72-year-old. That went for about 60 grand. I don't think that's even what I went at auction. I think 60 grand was the list price. I think the first one went for a lot more. Don't take my word for that. I was trying to Googling earlier, most expensive whiskey ever, and there's just so much that comes up, and there's all different stuff. And it's noon. But yeah, anyway, this one, Gordon and MacPhail, I'm going to call them G&M from now on, filled their bespoke cask with spirit from the Glenlivet distillery back in February 1940. And 80 years later, February 5th, 2020, they decided it was time to bottle it and sell it on, make a bit of buck, which for charity actually, which I'll go into later on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been released as part of their Generations range, and it's going to be 250 decanters on sale.
So it's going to be in some kind of fancy bottle thing, then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. In fact, the decanter, to mark the occasion, G&M have collaborated with internationally acclaimed architect and designer Sir David Ajay, OBE. He'll be designing the decanter and case. Yes, to house the whiskey, and that will be revealed in September. Decanter number 1 will be auctioned at Sotheby's in early October, and the proceeds will be donated to the award-winning charity Trees for Life, whose mission is to rewild the Caledonian forest. Nice.
That's great. Love that. And that's going to go for a fortune, isn't it? So that's
it's
great.
Going to go for a fortune.
Here's the thing, though, Nick, with old whiskies, and we've talked about this. This goes into a whole debate about Johnny Walker Blue as well. That things like this are more expensive, but there's no guarantee that it's actually any good, right? Just because something's old doesn't actually mean it's good. Do we have any inclination as to whether this is going to be any good? Are they excited about it, or is this just? I mean, they're not going to say it's bad, is it? But do you think that this is just going to be a status symbol whiskey, or do you think it was likely to be any good?
I think this is going to be all right. The guys at Gordon MacPhail, they waited for it to be ready, and they've decided 80 years is when it's good. I'm thinking any more, it's going to take. Well, I'm trying to think. I was just about to say any more. Maybe there's too much oak in the flavour. Jesus Christ, there's going to be oak in the flavour. It's going to be in there after 80 years. You know what I mean? I'm going to spoil it.
I suppose it's different when you've got an independent bottler doing this than when you've got a distillery doing it. A distillery may have just forgotten they had a cask and found an old cask, but an independent bottler are probably keeping more track on what stocks they've got and tasting it, and potentially, especially if they've got a barrel from or a cask from one of the bigger distilleries like Glenlivet, right?
Yeah, no, I think these guys know what they're talking about, and they wouldn't sell it if it wasn't. I don't know who's going to open it. But the thing is, there's a few bottles. Someone might be able to buy 2. You know, there's plenty of people in the world, that top 1%, who can buy 2, open one, and then...
Depends, mate, because it might be sold via a ballot where there's only one bottle available per person, and they might not be able to resell it for over a year. So
that's true.
You know.
Yeah. But yes, links to that bottle will be in the description as well.
Any idea on the base price of this yet?
No.
So it's just a story at the moment. We haven't got details on it.
Yeah, we'll find out later in the year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, me too. I was wondering, like, someone must be holding out for 100 years just to be able to have done it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if Gordon MacPhail have got that on the go. You know, they've been around 125 years. Surely they might. If they've held something for 80 years, surely they've got another cask somewhere.
Imagine if they do it for 100 and we've ruined this. We're going to have to finish it or something. Get a tequila. Where's that tequila barrel we've been putting out?
Yeah. Oh my God. Here's a 100-year-old whiskey finished in rum casks. Listen to us, Nick. Listen to us. When we talk like that, it makes me laugh so much.
Why?
You know, because episode 1, we wouldn't have had a clue what we were talking about.
Maybe
it's great.
Don't. One man who does know what he's talking about.
Story.
Charles McLean.
What a link. What a link that was,
Did you
Nick.
like that? Yeah,
what a segue. Sublime.
Glad we did the classy thing and not draw attention to that.
You didn't. I did. I was very proud of you.
Charles McLean. He's been appointed MBE in the Queen's Birthday Honours list. Now, a lot of people probably know him by face. If you've watched any whiskey documentary ever, probably. He's the posh-sounding gentleman with an epic tash Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
Potentially.
Google him now, and you'll be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Of course I know the guy.
There
right.
we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See,
Absolutely.
he's on he knows his stuff. He's one of the most respected Scotch whiskey writers around. And he's been made an MBE. I didn't know this because, MBE stands for Member of the Most
I know this.
Excellent,
No. I know this.
Excellent Adventure. What?
Yeah. That was what I was going to say. It was the Many British Adventures, isn't it? Adventures. That's what it stands for.
Is it?
No. I was going to make something up, but you stopped me. I was going to say it means Michael bites English people. I don't know.
Right.
I just wanted to have a game with it, Nick, but you ruined it by coming in with the answer straight away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading the Boozeround.
Right. He's become an MBE.
Yeah.
Right. So a whiskey writer's become an MBE. What could that MBE stand for? Let's give him our own MBE.
Mysterious.
There isn't an obvious one, is there? There isn't an obvious whiskey acronym that could be MBE because it's not got a D or a W.
Monstrous blending entrepreneur.
Oh, there it is. Charlie McLean has become a monstrous blending entrepreneur. He's been He's been appointed that role by the Queen. Beautiful.
Yes, services to Scotch whiskey. UK exports and charity is why it's been made a monstrous blending entrepreneur by the Queen. Yes. 69 years old.
What does it really mean, Nick? What does it really mean?
Member of the most excellent order of the British Empire, which seems like a lot more words for MBE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the B is before the... Oh, no, excellent. Right.
Brilliant.
It's weird, isn't it? All that. Would you take one if you were offered one?
Yeah, probably. It's not going to happen. But I know some people have turned it down, haven't they?
I wouldn't. I don't think I'd take it. No.
Not even just for the parties you might be invited to?
No.
No.
Nah.
I get to meet David Beckham. Or a rugby player.
But if I go to a party with David Beckham, he's going to want me to drink Hague Club. No thanks.
I don't think I don't think David Beckham even likes Hague Club.
Yeah, it's apple juice in the advert, isn't it? Definitely apple juice. Anyway, congratulations, Charlie.
Yes,
Charlie
congratulations.
McLean. When things get offered, it's normally because they've done good things. And as you say, this is with his work for charitable organisations and public service. But yeah, congratulations from us. I'm sure that will mean a lot to you.
I'm sure that will get through to you as well. If anyone we know has him in a WhatsApp group, congratulate him for us. Please.
And send a Matt Hancock meme at the same time. That would be appreciated. Yes. Anyway, does that wrap it up, or have we got anything else?
That's it from me. Unless you got any fun Boozeround stories, Dave?
Don't know if I do, mate.
No? Cool.
Sorry.
Jog on then, shall we?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You're listening to...
I feel like I do have something. There was something I was going to find out. Something about our Beaky that winning some like family business award or something like that.
Our Beaky?
Our Beaky won like best family business. I'm going to Google that. Looks like there aren't many great matches for your search. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I found it. Our Beaky blog. The Our Beaky team are truly honoured to have won Scottish Family Business of the Year 2021 in last night's virtual awards ceremony. I'm reading this from their own website. It was accepted by Ian Sterling, the founder of Our Beaky Distillery. So there you go. I did have some news.
Nice. I don't think I've had Our Beaky.
Either have I. But it came up somewhere and I thought it was interesting.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the east coast of Angus, Our Beaky.
Oh, they make gin. They make vodka. Have I got the right one?
The owners are three brothers, John, Ian and David, and they grew up working around the farm.
There they are, the Sterling brothers. Family farm since 1660. Beautiful stills. You looking at the pictures on their website, Dave?
I am.
Beautiful stills. Look at those. Look at those. You can't because it's a podcast. I'll put a link in the description.
But yeah, it looks like it looks like a fantastic place. So we'll have to go up there, Nick.
Yes, like all the other ones we need to go to.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've got a Highland Rye. Have you seen this?
I have not seen this.
Yeah.
I like a rye.
Highland Rye, single grain Scotch whiskey, release 2. It's 250 quid a bottle. That's expensive.
Well, it's all relative, Dave. For some people, it's not.
The normal Highland Rye they've got on there is £130 a bottle. It's called the Highland Rye 1794. God, I really feel like we need to try this.
Well,
but yeah.
one of the brothers want to get in touch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure if someone has one of them in a Discord or in a WhatsApp group, please send them our regards and our congratulations on them winning that award, and ask them if they want to come on the podcast. That would mean a lot. Anyway, I did have some news. I didn't think I did.
Thanks.
I thought I did, but there you go. There you go.
I love the fact we're getting everyone else to do our networking now. It's fantastic.
Might as well, mightn't we?
Yeah. We're very busy.
Busy man. We had 2 gigs each this weekend, mate.
Exactly. Knackered. Absolutely
Exactly.
knackered.
Anyway, shall we give our thoughts on this French whiskey?
The frisky.
We get frisky with the whiskey.
Let's do it.
You're listening to Whiskey and Things.
All right. French whiskey. Now, I didn't even know French whiskey was a thing until I had this Advent calendar, and I was so like, what?
Which one was it?
It was this one. I'm pretty sure it was this one.
like Advent calendar.
Oh, I don't know. Mum got it for me.
Okay.
It was Master of Malt, I guess. It was the drinks by the dram bottles.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it was something to do with Master of Malt.
What whiskey are we talking about, Dave?
So this French whiskey is called Brenne, the Cuvee Speciale.
I thought you were leaving it till later on.
I did it earlier. You can just cut and paste it. Anyway.
No, I'm not.
This week's whiskey.
Brenne. Cuvee special single malt frisky French whiskey.
Do we have an age statement for this, Nick?
Not officially, but it is 6 to 8 years. This has been
Interesting.
yes.
Any idea on the wood or any of the manufacturing process, the distillation process?
I'll give you a bit of a background on Brenne. Quite a cool little story. Originally launched in 2012 by American entrepreneur Alison Park, and she collaborated with third-generation cognac maker at his family farm distillery in Cognac. So yeah, it's 100% organic, which is cool. We like
Nice.
that. They call it a uniquely seed-to-spirit whiskey. So the barley was actually grown on that farm as well, which is pretty cool. It's double distilled in a copper alembic Charente still, which is normally used for cognac production. So even the spirit actually tastes and smells very different to a lot of stuff. And also uniquely, it's matured in brand new limousine oak casks, then finished in cognac casks as well. They're the only whiskey to do this in the world.
Which is why it is so different.
Yes, it's very different. And the wood as well, like limousine, it's French oak from the limousine forests and stuff. So it's not like American oak, which is going to have a character. It's not like other sherry casks might have another character. This is brand new oak from a particular forest. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and as well that cognac finish as well. So cognac's a type of brandy, basically.
Yeah.
I've only had it once or twice. You had it much?
I don't think I've ever had cognac, not knowingly. You and I, when we started trying whiskies from other regions, like when we had the Indian whiskey, when we had Swedish whiskey, we definitely said, and when we had English whiskey, we wanted it to be different. We didn't want them just to be making something that we're going to get from a Scotland distillery.
Yeah.
And this does that. This absolutely does that.
Everything is French about this. Everything.
It's nothing. Yeah, exactly. There is, to the point where, and I guess this is where it divides opinion, it tastes so unlike anything else I've had ever that you do start saying, is this whiskey?
Yeah, it definitely is whiskey.
I mean, the process is still the same, isn't it? So it's whiskey, but it doesn't taste like any other whiskey you've ever had.
It's down to it tastes different, not only because of the cognac finish, but the Charente stills. They're very different shape. Again, usually used for cognac. So there's, everything about this is very different to, not like Scotch whiskey or American whiskey or anything else. But it does taste very, very different. So on the nose, the thing that popped out for me earlier on when I had a quick sniff of the bottle, it smelled like tropical squash.
Yes,
to me.
Absolutely. Squash was exactly what I was going to say as well.
Tropical squash, pineapple.
There's definitely squash all over this. You can probably get any kind of fruit squash. You're smelling this, but tropical is a great one. Even just Ribena, it does have Ribena qualities.
On the palate, you're getting that tropicalness, but I'm getting like a bubblegum flavour.
A banana a banana
sweets, yeah.
sweets.
Yeah. Also,
But yeah, Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba.
I'm enjoying it. It is different.
It's so different, isn't it? And that's my point. I think it's one of those ones that's worth having on your shelf, because if you've got someone coming over and you're having a whiskey night, or you're gonna have a couple of different drams, and they think they've had everything, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a bit of an expert. Pull out this. Have you ever had anything like this?
Oui.
Oui.
Oh, no.
No. Merci beaucoup.
There we go. This is 40% ABV, as we said earlier, 6 to 8 years. They also do a 10-year-old, which is limited to about, they only make 4 barrels of it a year. So there's only 300 cases released each year of that one. Be intrigued to find out what that one tastes like.
Yeah, get an AB on that for sure. But yeah, I'm intrigued to know. I haven't done any research, Nick, and I'm not expecting you to have done either, on whether French whiskey is becoming a thing, on whether there are other companies doing stuff. I know of this one because it was in an advent calendar. I didn't then look up to see if there are other French whiskies. My understanding from talking to, when we spoke to Matt Hoffman from Westland, who in the northwest of America, I remember him telling us that the French market was a big market for them.
Well, yeah, France is a massive consumer, but they usually just buy the blends. Like, I think it's the biggest Scotch importer, I think it is, because they love all their blends and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, single malts, no. Single malts, I think, is still America, but France, I think, are up there in terms of volume, not price. Yeah, that's it. America are the biggest in price because they like the single malts in terms of Scotch. And France is the biggest in volume because of all the blends they
love.
Love it.
I love a blend.
It. But yeah, I mean, I think there are, because in the videos I was watching earlier on, Alison Park, the founder of this company, said they wanted it to taste different from other French whiskies.
Okay, so there are other French whiskies out there.
I'm sure there are a lot, yeah. I need to go into that. Maybe we'll try and get the 10 on, and we'll go into it a bit more. But I'm enjoying this. But it's had mixed reviews from people online. I think from people who want a normal whiskey, in which case...
Yeah, if you're buying this expecting to taste like a Glenlivet, it's not going to.
Yeah. I've got a few here taken from a popular online retailer. Got my sample. This was horrific. Worst whiskey I've ever tried. Half a star. But then we have another way. Absolutely unique. Don't judge it based on your understanding of Scotch, etc. Enjoy it for what it is. There's nothing quite like it. 5 stars. See?
Nice.
Person.
Yeah, I agreed.
I agree with
that.
An overly sweet drink tastes more like strawberry liqueur without any alcohol taste. No burn and no enjoyment at all. Half a star. I disagree with that totally.
Yeah, it's definitely a burn.
Definitely an alcohol burn.
Yeah.
Don't know where it's getting strawberry from. And last one. This is like no other whiskey I've tasted. It's very different from all. Quite unique, in fact. When I tried it, I was expecting to say they should stick to making brandy, but it was quite superb and very different to Scotch. Could be improved if they finished it at a higher ABV, say 48 or 50%. 4 stars. I think the 10-year-old is higher. I think that might be a 46. So they've done that. Fantastic. So if you're looking to explore what a whiskey is, this is right up your street. I'm enjoying it. It's got a bubblegummy, fruity, pineapple-y
sweetness.
It's not as sweet as they're saying.
No, either do I.
I find it quite dry. I write down here, dry. Bit of tannin in there. So I'm guessing that French oak.
From the cognac, that would be potentially.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So yes. Price-wise, what are we talking here?
I think it's about 50 quid, isn't it?
Ranges 50 to 55, depending on where you get it.
Right.
For a unique independent distiller, I think it's pretty cool.
I agree. I remember not being upset when I bought this with the price.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'd had that sample and was so impressed with the sample I had. But yeah, I think the 40% thing is an interesting conversation to have, because I actually think it tastes stronger than that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of flavour in here.
There's so much flavour. I don't think adding percentage is going to completely change it too much. I don't know. But there's enough flavour already. there's enough to get your palate going. Whether you're going to like it or not is obviously up to the beholder of or the taster. But yeah, there's plenty in there. There's plenty in there to get you going. I do have a sweet tooth, so it's no surprise I like this.
I'm not getting.
Yeah, I really like it. It's not overly sweet, but it's sweeter.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're thinking that this is like a new bottling, relatively new brand. You're talking 2012, so they're going to need to go down to 40% to make a bit of a profit on it, really. So completely expecting that, and the 10-year-old is higher. So that option is there.
I think it's interesting that for such a young company, they've already got, this is kind of their core range, right? This is their core spirit.
They only do two.
They only do two. And so therefore, if you're going to have a core range with someone that's that new and as you say, so young, it's got to be 40%, hasn't it? They've got to make that work for them. And it hasn't, in my opinion, it hasn't meant that they've given up any flavour, because there's loads of flavour.
Loads of flavour. Yeah.
So I'm glad you're impressed by this.
Me too. I've actually just poured my second dram. So yes, I'm enjoying this rather a lot. It is a bit different. Yeah, there's that sweetie bubblegum thing, but I'm enjoying that.
And if I'd given you this in a taste test and said, where is this? Which country in Europe is this from? I think you would have said France.
You reckon?
I think it tastes French. It's got something about it. I don't know. It just screams France to me. I don't know why.
Is it from childhood holidays where you used to use bubblegum machines? At campsites or like in vending
I have no
machines?
idea. I have no idea. But it just is, it is frisky. I don't know. It's a little bit frisky, Nick. This is what I really recommend. I've been looking forward to you having this because I've been excited about this since December. Since I first got it, had that little. Well, that's when I had the sample. I don't know when I then bought the bottle. It was not long after. I think I was buying someone else a present and was like, screw it, I'm going to get myself that as well.
Mate, earn it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're allowed to buy bottles. I bought a bottle of whiskey yesterday because I needed to buy another whiskey glass. And because the postage was nearly as much as the whiskey glass, I thought I might as well put a bottle of whiskey in there with it, just to make the postage worth it.
What did you get?
I got another Douglas Lane, the Lowland blended malt Epicurean, I want to say it's called.
We didn't have that one, did we?
No, we didn't. I'm intrigued to try it. We'll probably have that on a future show. But yes, I ordered that just to make the postage worth it.
If you're going to pay £5 postage for a glass, you might as well get the most out of the £5 postage, right?
The glass was only £7.
Yeah, so because that makes a glass very expensive. But then when you add another bottle of whiskey, suddenly that glass isn't as expensive.
Exactly,
mate. I'm smart. I'm very smart. Prudent, very prudent, very good with your money. I'm enjoying. I didn't
go overboard. Nearly went for the 10-year Rock Island or the 10-year Scallywag, but I brought myself back. Thought I'd try a new one.
Nice, clever.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Absolutely. Anyway, if anyone else has tried some French whiskey, we would love to hear from you. Either this or another brand. Please teach us about it and let us know. But if you've not tried any, then I think this is a great one to seek out. Go do it.
Do it. And I wonder if France won last night against Switzerland, in which case we should have tried this whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Why they ever let two Englishmen have a whiskey podcast, I'll never know.
Well, that's all we have time for this week because I've got a place to be, and that's why we're doing it earlier. So we
I did wonder. He hasn't told me why I had to get up at 7 this morning to start my research. Text me yesterday. Can we do it? How early can you do it tomorrow? I was like, what time we start? What time are you thinking? It's like 11 or 12.
Yeah, I was hoping 11. But, I knew that might be pushing my luck, so I gave you the option for 12.
Was pushing your luck.
Yeah.
Researching Boozeround and a whiskey from France by 11 a.m.
Complete new region? What?
Complete new region.
Complete new region.
A different type of still. French words. Absolutely no chance.
You've done a great job.
Thanks,
Done a great job. But that is all we have time for. Don't forget, if you haven't already signed up to our Patreon page, please do, because we've got a live recording of our 75th show happening on July the 18th. And if you'd like to be part of that, then all you've got to do is sign up before then. Sign up to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/whiskey and things. There are other good things that you get from being part of that. So
live
please
shows
do go
are
and
so
consider
fun.
it.
It's just a big Zoom room of us chatting to each other. We obviously do the show, and you can do little comments and stuff, and it's fun.
In future, there might be real Patreon live shows, not just Zoom ones.
Yeah, we're planning on that. That was the original plan, getting a venue and have people in. And we plan to do that at some point. If we can do that for 100th show, imagine that.
Wouldn't that be special?
Wouldn't that be special?
That would be special, Nick.
But we'll give you news on that.
As we plan it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, Nick, I think the ages have had their share.
So have you, Dave. So have you.
Cheers.
Merci for coming. Whiskey and Things has been brought to you by And Things Productions.